Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are diving into one of the tiniest marks in English grammar. But oh, what trouble it can cause. Yes, I'm talking about the humble apostrophe. It looks humble, but it is not at all. It is this little hook that is a problem for us all, and mostly students, they do not know that whether it is its or this is its. They really find it difficult to differentiate between these two words. Then there's another thing, they do not know that whether what's the difference between if they have the word students books, or if they have a word like students books. So once they have this apostrophe before s, and the next time they have this apostrophe after s, so that is a kind of a thing that students feel that it is a problematic thing, it is a great trouble. So no more guessing, no more confusion, just clear and classic rules and a few tricks to keep them in your memory. We are going to do this, and I just want you all, now you all are enjoying your holidays, you are enjoying your summer vacation, and you have enough time for this. I think if there are a few things that you can note them down, that is going to be a great help for you. Or you can just save the video for yourself and you can download it, you can use it later. So and notebook is a good option for me, I guess. Notebook is a good option if there are important points like what's the difference between when you write apostrophe s, or when you write s and then apostrophe after that, or what's the difference between its without apostrophe, and what's the difference between it's with an apostrophe. So today we are going to talk about all these things, and I want you to note them down. Let's begin. So the apostrophe is used for two main purposes. The first one is quite straightforward. The second is a little more complicated. The first one is to indicate the omission of a letter or letters when a word or words have been contracted. For example, I didn't do that. It's not true. You weren't there. So, first thing is that all my students, all the learners, Cambridge learners must know that when we use apostrophe, this little hook that we have here, this apostrophe. Now, first thing, that apostrophe, it looks like a comma, but comma is put here in the at the bottom, whereas apostrophe is placed at the top, and usually it is used with s if we are showing possession and when we are contracting words. Now first of all, let's talk about the first use. First use is making contractions. Now what is meant by the word contraction? Contraction means to shorten something or to change something into spoken form. Contract means to make it short. You must have read these words in your science. One word is contract and one word is expand. When you use the word expand, you make things large, whereas when you use the word contract, you make those things brief and short. So this is the word contractions. When we use this apostrophe for making contractions, basically we are changing the words into spoken form. So mostly you are clear about it, that we, if the word is, if the word is does not, that is complete form. When we make a contraction, first of all what we do, we bring these two words together like this. Once they are together, we have contracted this. After this we make the contraction like this, does, and we omit this o now, and instead of this o we put an apostrophe, it becomes doesn't. This is the use of an apostrophe here. And for a Cambridge learner, if a Cambridge learner doesn't know that how to write a contraction in their writing paper, definitely they are going to get their marks deducted for that, and their grade will definitely get affected. So when you are using this contraction in your paper, you will definitely use apostrophe in the best manner. So let's do one more. Doesn't. Next one is will not. The word is will not. We write it like this. When we make a contraction, this is, it should be something like this. You think so? Will not? No, this is something else. This is won't. Where whenever you have this not in a word, in case of not, we always omit this o and we put apostrophe in place of that. Another one that must be, okay, let's use must. Must not. When we make a contraction, first of all we bring them closer. After that we omit this o, and instead of that we put a comma there, apostrophe there. That becomes mustn't. Then we have, let's say, I am. I am. When we make its contraction, we bring them closer, and what do? We remove this a and it becomes I'm. This. Another one, when we have we, when we have we are, we write it like this. We bring them closer. We are. Then we remove this a from here and it becomes something like this. We have removed this a from here. We are going to put apostrophe here, were, and we pronounce it as were. Then we have another one like she is. We contract them, we bring them together. This is becomes something like this, and then we make a contraction like she's. This is the way we form different contractions, and this is very important for a Cambridge learner that you should use them properly. When you are using them in your writing, especially you are going to use them when you write your informal letter. If you don't know where to put the apostrophe in writing contractions, definitely your writing will suffer. So you have to keep this thing in your mind that this is the first use of apostrophe, and when you are putting apostrophe, for when you are using it for making contractions, first of all you are going to place it on this place from where you are omitting a word, and second thing, you are bringing them closer and you are writing them very clearly. So that is the first use that we have, and mostly, yeah, the first one that we talked about earlier, that was, I think, the most problematic one for students is use of its and its. They don't know what's the difference between these two its. This one is contraction and this one is pronoun. When we use them, when we have this something with this apostrophe, basically we use it somewhere where we want to use it is. If you want to use it is, there you will write its with apostrophe. Apostrophe is its. Now the second one, mostly there are students that I think a large number of students who cannot differentiate between these two its. So this its is a pronoun. When we use it, it can be pronoun, it can be, now let's use it somewhere. I have a table in my room. I have a table in my room. Now this is one sentence. Now in the next sentence, when we are going to talk about the same table, I am going to write it's. Here we are not going to use this it's. Here we are going to use it's without apostrophe. Its legs are broken. Let me write it. Its legs are broken. So this it is a pronoun that is being used here. When we are using it, we are not going to put any apostrophe. So you must be from now on, you must be very clear about it, that if you want to write it is, you will use something with apostrophe in it, that is its. And when you want to talk about something that you have described earlier, and that is a pronoun, it's. This its is without an apostrophe. It's and its. I hope it is clear now. Now the second use. The second use is to indicate possession. In English, the possession form of a noun is shown as following. Now, in the singular, the possessive form is made by adding apostrophe s. Like, let's have a look at that. Whenever we want to show possession, possession means ownership. Ownership means that something belongs to you or belongs to somebody else. So if that is a singular noun, that is girl, so there is something that belongs to this girl, like girl's dress. Let's say girls, that is a singular word, that is, this noun is singular, girls dress. So when we are talking about a singular person, singular thing, one thing, we put apostrophe like this. First apostrophe, this sign, and then s. If we are talking about plural, this is, we are talking about many girls dresses. Now this is in plural. In this case, we do not put this apostrophe here. We are going to put it after s. This shows that we are talking about plural, about many people. Let's have another example. Boy, the boy's hat. If that is singular, the boy's hat, it is going to be like this, the boy's hat. If that is for plural, boys hats, we are going to write it like this. So that is the use of apostrophe s that we use for showing possession. For singular, we use apostrophe s, first apostrophe, after that s. For plural, we use s, and then after that we add this sign apostrophe. Then look at this house, the house's windows, the house's window. If that is singular, that is houses windows. If that is plural, this is going to be houses windows. So that is the difference you have to keep in your mind, that whenever you are talking about a singular and you want to show possession, that something belongs to something or someone, you will add apostrophe s in case of a singular noun, and you are going to add s and after that apostrophe in case of a plural noun. But remember, there is another catch here. There's one more thing that you keep, that you must understand, that if there is a singular, if there is a plural that is ending in s, that is cars, we add apostrophe after that. But if there is a plural that doesn't end in s, then we add apostrophe s after this. Like, look at this, men, then children. These are plural, like cars. All three are plurals, but cars is ending in s. That's why, like cars, tires. Okay. Men's books, children's pictures. Okay. So cars is a plural that ends in s. That's why we put this apostrophe after s. Men is a plural, but it does not end in s. That's why when we want to show possession for a plural, we have put this apostrophe in the same way that the way we use it for singular, apostrophe s, men's. In the same way, children, apostrophe s. So you have to now remember these things, that in case of singular noun, we add apostrophe s. In case of plurals, we put s and then apostrophe. And in case of nouns whose plural is not made by adding s at the end, like men, there we add apostrophe s. I hope you are clear about it now. Now look at this again. Notes: when the plural of a noun is not made by adding s, the possessive is made by adding apostrophe s. Men, the men's office. Children, the children's toys. Women, the women's cars. The apostrophe is required in expressions like a month's wait, a week's holiday, an hour's journey. So this was our apostrophe, and today we have talked about it. I hope you all are clear about this, and we have come to the end of our punctuation session. Okay, so if you remember, we have full stop, comma, semicolon, we did apostrophe, okay, we did colon, but we didn't do this. Let's talk about question mark. So question mark, that is a simple, that whenever we have a question somewhere, we put a question mark at the end of that. The question mark is used instead of a full stop at the end of a question. Okay, we will discuss this exclamation mark and speech marks next time, inshallah. That's all for today. Have a lovely day. Allah Hafiz. Enjoy yourself and enjoy your summer vacation. Goodbye.